In the last video tutorial, I showed you how to make a lip sync animation in Flash. And so Flash is a 2D animation program. I created a UV map of a cube in Maya. A UV map is when we take a 3D object and we flatten it out so that we can apply an image or other textures to it. And I want to apply an animation to this cube. And so I took that flattened cube and I brought it into Flash, and I put this on the template layer here and locked it so that we knew where to draw our face. And anything inside of this square will be on the front of the cube. Anything up here would be on the top, bottom, sides, and the back. So I can draw additional things as well as part of this project. But last time I showed you how to bring in an audio clip on its own layer so that we could sync it to a series of symbols or reusable images to create a lip sync. And so what I have here, if I play this.
All I want is to earn your respect, Frank. How can I do that if you won't fight me?
So I have my animation ready to go. Now I need to get it back into Maya. Maya is very picky about the kinds of files that it'll accept as animations. The best course to go, usually with all of these programs, is to create what's called an image sequence. And that is a series of image files. Instead of a big MP4 or movie file, AVI, we create a whole bunch of JPEGs or a whole bunch of PNGs, one for each frame of the animation. And so the way that I do that, once I've got this done, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw away this template layer because I don't want to include this gray and white as part of the box. I could draw other things on different layers, but I don't want the template. So I'm going to click on the template layer and throw that in the trash by clicking the trash can here. And that's going to leave just the original white. And I could even change the stage color here if I want a different color. Do this green, or I can draw my own things in using the template as a guide. And I need to go to File and Export. And then, of course, it goes off the wrong side of the screen. We will choose the second option, which is called Export Movie. And when I do that, you will see that Save as Type, we have several that are called sequences. And these are JPEGs and GIFs and PNGs, a whole bunch of them. We'll want to make sure to put them in a folder because it will make a bunch. So I'm going to go ahead and find a folder. I'll create a new folder in here, maybe call it Lip Sync Sequence. And I try to avoid spaces and things like that because Maya can sometimes be really picky with the names of files. But especially with your file name here, you have to be very careful. So I'm going to call this, it's a clip from Hot Rod, so I'll call it Hot Rod. And Maya wants to, what Flash is going to do is to name a bunch of JPEGs, and it's going to name it Hot Rod in this case, and then it's going to put 0001 for the first frame, 0002 for the second frame, and so on. Maya wants there to be a dot between the file name and the number of the frame. So it would be like hotrod.0001.jpg. The way that I can do that in Flash is if I end my file name with a dot here, it will automatically put the frame sequence number after a dot. So I'm going to do my file name, whatever that is, and I'd recommend no spaces just to keep things safe, and then I'll do a dot. And now when I click Save, I've got some options here. I might as well just turn the quality up to 100. And this is 2048 was the size of the UV map that I brought into Flash, so that's perfect. And now I'll click OK. And that's going to export a series of JPEGs. So I'll pause it, and then I'll show you what that looks like. All right, this is the folder now, and you'll see I've got hotrod0001, hotrod.0002, hotrod.0003, all the way down to frame 88, which is the length of my animation. This sequence, I've put it in its own folder because you don't want this just out there with all of your other files. This is what Maya is going to be able to reference. And so if I double click on this, you'll be able to see what this looks like. So there's the first JPEG. There's the third one because I did every other, so some of these will be for multiple frames standing still. There's frame 8, frame 10, frame 12, and so I can click through it really quickly and see that animation, which is basically what Maya is going to do. So now I'm ready for the next stage of this, which is bringing it into Maya, which will be the next video tutorial that you'll find.